Welcome back to the Pet Zone podcast with Victoria, Christine, Cam, and Laura. Fueled by clippers, caffeine, and the kind of humor HR would not approve of. Now let's jump back into the conversation.
Sleep hygiene is a thing, and I did not realize how important it was until I started getting good sleep. And the second I got good sleep, all my biometrics were going good, everything was doing well, and I owed it all to sleep. So I really appreciate the feedback from our wearables. I know you wear the Aura ring, and I do the Whoop bracelet, and these are amazing. And again, they're both different. What I like about the Aura ring is the fucking ring, and I don't need to have so many things on my wrists. But I do like the Whoop. I've been a user since 2023, and it's helpful kind of being
I can't wear my Aura when I work out though, because I end up with these little
blisters on your
calluses.
Yeah.
Blisters. So the Whoop is cool because you can work out with it on, but I mean they both have their
Yeah,
pros
what's also
and cons.
cool about the Whoop is they have wearables. They make bras, so you can just slide it into the bra. They make underwear.
Oh, cool. Nice.
That slides into the
I wonder if I
ring.
could put this on my toe. I could put this on my toe, Let's see.
It's stuck.
Let's see. No, it's fine. There we go. Maybe I could.
Is the sensor gonna work?
Wait, this is not OnlyFans.
Yeah.
This is a class operation.
Anybody who is like interested in Tai Chi and is wondering what's in terms of, I like to put yoga and Tai Chi in the restorative family. A Tai Chi master may entirely disagree with me. Everybody's got their own thing, but when it comes to how I feel about it, they're both restorative things, but they benefit in different ways. What I like about Tai Chi is it's no locked joints, and the movements are complete yin and yang movements. The story of it is actually really cool, that a monk watched a snake and a crane fight, and that's how he developed this discipline. So the warm-ups and the moves, being obviously in New York City, I usually see about 500 freaking Chinese people in the park doing it at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is really cool. But it's nice because you're learning how to move, you're learning how to engage in movements and series, and nothing is being locked. You're not locking any of your joints, your knees, your elbows, your arms, everything is always soft. And I kind of like to think of it as positive and negatives. So if this arm's going out, this arm's going in. If this leg is going out.
Well, it's because you're moving energy.
Yeah. And it's such a beautiful martial art form, and it's very restorative. And I've been a big fan of using it in conjunction with yoga. I think everyone should do yoga. I think everyone should do Tai Chi. And if you had to pick one, I mean, pick one. But if you could do both, I would do both. I think it works super well with what we do for work. I mean, when I get in the van, obviously I do my dead bugs. I do my all my dynamic exercises, but I also like doing my cat cows, my sun salutations, and I do my cloud hands, and then I do my mirrored images. I have my little, I know you've seen it, my little stair stepper next to my van, or next to my table. And it's just, again, we have pivoted to adapt to a lifestyle that we have to support this life that we have. And if you got to pay attention to how infrequent your movement is on your body. And if you're like, I don't have energy at night to do so. I'm a person, I can't work out at night. I could take a walk at night, but I can't work out at night. So one of the best things, in terms of forming any disciplines, is writing down what you you won't do. You absolutely don't.
Yeah.
That's why I've discovered waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I used to wake up 1 hour before I had to be places and do things. And now I wake up 4 hours before I have to go places, because I want to exercise I want to move my body. I want to have some quiet time with myself. I want to be able to say thank you. I want to be able to have gratitude. I want to be able to meditate. I want to be able to pray. I want to be able to go into the world not angry. Because then if I just wake up and hop in the car, that's like starting a diesel engine and hitting the gas in February. Okay. Granted, I actually, you guys you're in Texas and California, so you don't understand the northeastern abuse that happens to our vehicles in February. You try starting a diesel engine. Actually, you're originally from New Jersey, so you probably remember those that at some point.
Yeah.
You just can't start the car and go.
And we have cold enough days.
Yeah.
There are plenty of cold enough days where it is 20 degrees and I go out there in my poor van. I have to like mentally, because like Mike will remind me. He'll be like, it's 20 degrees today. Go warm up your truck. And I'm like, all right. And I go and it's like king 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 king.
Yep.
Yeah. And the truck's
Yeah.
like,
And your body doesn't like that shit either. You just can't just
and
go.
it sounds like just metal on metal out there for like a little bit. And then you go back out there like 20 minutes later and it's out there just purring. And it's like, okay, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's our bodies. Yeah. And I think like the horse analogy was really
Yeah.
good.
I like that. I
Um,
really, really, really like that.
Because I think like not warming up and not cooling down is what we do to ourselves as a culture, as a society, all too often. And even people go and they pick up a workout routine and they're working out and they're eating healthy, but they're not doing any cooling down. They're not doing any stretching. And that's when injuries start to happen. Bodybuilders notoriously injury after injury after injury because they're doing these like very static like movements and they're not doing like the full range of motion. Maybe they're doing like shoulder presses and stuff, but they're not like fully extending. And then they're not doing yoga, they're not doing tai chi, they're not taking time to stretch.
Yeah.
There's no cool down. So and even people who are not bodybuilding, just dog groomers in general, we're doing and doing and doing and doing, and we're not going through the full ranges of motion. We're not sharing sides of our body. It's so cool. I never even thought about like look at a horse. You work both sides of their bodies, you warm them up and you cool them down. Why aren't we doing that with our own bodies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
And your horse might go to the vet, but instead of us, we're very resilient. We're really resilient beings, and our bodies have learned to adapt to the shitty behavior that we're doing.
Yep.
And but over time, yeah, we do have the tightening muscles, and we do have this there's so many things that happen to us slowly over time. But you look at a horse, you can't do it to a horse. Why are you doing it to yourself?
Yeah. Well, most people feed their horses and their dogs. I mean, I'm guilty of it better than I feed
Better
myself.
than themselves.
Yeah.
My horse has the best diet you could possibly have, and every supplement making her supplements daily it's a lot of effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
But in the long term, it also saves money. That's why
Exactly.
my horse at 17 doesn't look like she's 17. She looks like she's
And
6.
you want to keep her healthy and young.
Yeah.
And she's an athlete.
Yeah, it goes the same thing. It goes the same thing with us if you don't invest. And again, a lot of the injuries happen to people who are just doing one thing, and they're like, "Cool,
Yeah.
I'm going to lift weights all the time." If you're just strength without flexibility is dangerous, and flexibility without strength is dangerous. That's why the yogi will. Flexibility is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be flexible, but you want to know what happens when you bend too much and you don't have enough strength? You fuck yourself up. When you're big and strong and you can lift heavy, but you can't, again, lifting in a structured,
There's
safe
no mobility in
environment,
the joints.
that's fine. What happens when you got to be strong in the real world? You twist wrong.
Yeah.
And even if you got traps up to your ears so you can't hear anybody talk shit, if you have no flexibility, so every single form of movement is so needed. And there's so many there's so much information out there. I know it's got to be really overwhelming for a lot of people. If you're just stepping into strength training, one of my biggest recommendations is if you can invest in seeing a trainer 4 times in 1 month, just so you can put a routine together. Just that knowledge and that education, somebody that's teaching training that's accredited and that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, a real trainer.
A real trainer has injured themselves. They've learned, they've also been educated in the body, they have an understanding of what works and what doesn't. That experience means everything. So even if it's like, hey, I can't make this a part of my program long term, save, put aside freaking $70 a month in a freaking can until you can say, I can do this once a week for 4 weeks, put together a plan. When you go to meet with the trainer, explain to them like, hey, this is not something that's really something I could really afford, but I want to learn how to do things the right way. They're going to treat you different than somebody that rolls out Johnny Warbucks saying, cool, I can do this the next 2 years. Let's make me swole. You got to communicate just like people communicate with the dog groomer. Like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Like, that's how you have to be when you go to the trainer. That like, hey, this is what my
And a
budget.
good trainer they'll develop like another couple of days for you. You know what I mean? Like you go work out with them, every Monday, and you let them know like this is all I can afford and I can only maybe do this for 8 or 10 or 12 weeks. They will, hey, do this workout with me today. Tomorrow do this workout. Or even like they'll say just do the same workout. Just do this 2 more times. That's it, and I'll see you next week. They can meet you where you are, um, and really make a huge difference in how you see working out. And like just working out in front of a mirror too helps too, because you got to keep your
I
phone good.
love my trainer. I love it. He's Gen X. He's the
Yeah,
exact kind of trainer I needed in my life. He's very like he's got Arnold Schwarzenegger conquer on his freaking wall. He's very like Rocky
yeah.
Barbeo fucking training at the Y. Like he is just really direct and rough, no nonsense dude. He's just like, shut up. And he'll see me getting fatigued and tired. He's like, you push one more fucking time, don't you bitch out on me. Okay, cupcake, get on the fucking treadmill. And like that motivation, and also he's also watching what my body's doing. So when he knows what fatigue looks like. He knows what that's an injury that's going to happen, and he also knows when I'm just being a pussy. So like
Yeah.
it's really beneficial if you can just do it just a little bit. It'll just give you some guidance.
It's priceless. And just knowing what you're doing too and not being intimidated by
Exactly. But a
going
lot of
in
times, a
and
lot
going
of
and
people they
working
sign up
out.
for the gym and they go in, they get their tour of everything, they get overwhelmed, overloaded. You see a lot of beautiful people, and you're just like, I don't feel comfortable. So they'll just stick to the wall. They'll go to the treadmill, and that will be
Or
their
they go to the machines, just the machines, and like do the things on the machines and like that's all okay,
yeah,
but um yeah, personal trainer is gonna actually get you like
comfortable.
picking up like weights
Yeah.
and stuff.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite strength training exercises that I one of my favorite strength training exercises that is so underrated is the farmer's carry. Um I love it. It's something I would say as dog
It's
groomers.
so important for our grip as groomers.
You
Oh my
all
God.
you do is you're taking what's comfortable for you, whether it be 10, 15, 20, or 25 pounds. If you're using it as a warm-up, you want to be with what's comfortable. If you're using it as strength training, then you want to go heavier. Like middle of the road for me would be like a 25 pounds for strength, maybe like 15 pounds for warm-up. And I'll just put both of them in my hands, and I'll just pace back and forth in the gym. I'll walk for maybe 2 minutes, rest for a minute, walk for 2 minutes, rest for a minute, and I'll continue until I've done that maybe for like 10 minutes. Um, it is an awesome, it engages. Listen, it's not Instagram pretty. It's not an exciting exercise. Don't film it. You're just gonna look dumb. But
But do you know what
you're
it is?
you're
It's
literally
preparing you for the
engaging
real
every
world.
single muscle in your body,
Yeah.
and it's
It's
strengthening
preparing
everything.
you for real life.
I
Yeah.
can
It's
carry
preparing you for
every
carrying
single
groceries.
grocery can
Yeah.
come in, every single bag. I'm not leaving anything behind. I and I fear every single mom is just like, hell yeah, I'm making sure I'm bringing every bag is coming in at once.
My favorite exercise, my favorite is the deadlift, and and it applies to dog grooming. Um, when I finally learned how to like properly deadlift and started like doing the deadlift, I remember going into work one day, and this was like 12 years ago, And there was this like 90-pound Newfoundland that I would do, and the dog was really good. And I grabbed my manager and I was like, hey, I need you to film me really quick. I'm going to deadlift this dog. And she's like, by yourself? And I'm like, yeah. And like I did a deadlift, and like you just go down and you fucking deadlift the dog. And when you're lifting weights and you're doing stuff properly, taking that to dog grooming,
Dog
oh my
grooming is
God,
amazing.
makes a huge difference.
I have
and then I would see the bathers, and I'd be like, engage your booty, stop using your back, and I would like teach people how to deadlift dogs.
I
You know?
I have a like a 85, maybe 95. She might be 100. She's pretty solid pit bull that I groom. And she's a big baby. She's fucking terrified of the entering of the van. The stairs, it's the threshold, it's everything. Granted, this is a strong dog. The owner has inappropriate equipment. We've talked about it. She's never going to change it. This is not a collar. It is a necklace. It is a necklace that serves no purpose. And we've had conversations about it because she'll be like, come on, let's go. And then she just slips and says, fuck you, bye. Because there's been no negotiations on the equipment. And if I just yoke her up and pull her, poor thing, all of the blood vessels will be popped in the eye. And it makes me feel terrible taking a scared animal.
Not to mention as mobile groomers, guys, like seriously, all it takes is one neighbor seeing us drag a dog to the van, because yes, in dog training, you pull the dog, right? You don't stop, you don't mamby-pamby, you don't cater to the dog, or the dog's never gonna learn, like, oh, they're not playing around, I gotta go with them. You can't do that out in public, okay?
No, you can't.
So
it's like, why
we
are you
need to be strong, and if we're gonna be right, so if we're gonna be doing these big dogs, we got to be able to pick them up, and if you can't just pick them up and put them in the van nicely,
I've been able to do this and do it more effectively.
not injure yourself.
I completely just deadlift this 85 to 100-pound dog, walk her over to the van. I put her down. She takes a couple minutes to realize like she's inside and she's safe. And I close the door and I go in, I hit the button and I go inside, do the same thing, pick her up, put her on the table, and then I pick her up and I put her, and I'm not trying to throw. It's the twist that fucks you up. Notice I said pick her up, put her inside, put her down, close the door.
Yeah, you pick up, you move forward. When you move sideways, never twisting,
and put her in the tub. So we're doing 3 separate movements. When you try to, you'll see a lot of dog groomers, and again, 25 years of doing this, I've seen it, where people just pick them up and then just kind of go in the tub. And when you're doing
back.
Ow, my back.
Oh, my back.
So it's you gotta have to have like a process of doing this if you want to have longevity. We get this amazing lens of watching Silent Generation, the boomers, and Gen X, and then the millennials and Gen Z working its way through this trades work and how it's impacting their health. And if you're going to be doing this job for a long time, if you think you're going to be cranking out freaking 10 to 12 haircuts for, to the end of time, you got to prioritize these things. There's no physical therapist. There's no physical therapist. There's no chiropractor that is going to fix what's up. You need to move your body. And that's just the reality. If you had to choose between one thing you could do every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes, I would be lifting weights.
Yeah, 100%.
Just own a horse.
100%.
Everyone just needs to own a horse.
Or just in bed. If you got an extra free,
or own a horse.
Bags of pellets, bags of shavings, clean up shit, dump water, fill the water.
Yep.
Just own a horse.
Horse people are no joke. They because you're already doing, like, if you're a horse person or you own or like live on a farm, stuff like that, you're doing what your body is supposed to be doing. That we are designed to be working. There was a fabulous thing I heard recently that referenced what we would look like if we weren't designed for all of this movement. We would be mushroom shaped.
Yeah.
We would be like really big in the upper half, and then our bottom half would just be like just a little, like no muscles in the legs, and then we could just sit and we could just eat and stuff like that, but we're not mushroom shaped. The biggest part of our body is down here, It's because we're meant for movement, and a body that stays in, or body that is in motion stays in motion.
Yes.
And I think horse people too, like, and every time I've met someone, a dog groomer who is a horse person, there's a few things that I can like distinguish right away. Y'all are strong as fuck.
Yeah, they are. I gotta pee really quick,
Yeah,
guys.
go for it. But yeah, horse people, they're strong as fuck. The other thing that I noticed with horse people with dog groomers is one of two things. You guys are incredibly good with dogs or not so great with dogs because you're so used to handling horses. So it almost becomes like this one girl that I worked with, for example, she never ended up being a dog groomer. She was always just a bather, but and I don't want to say just a bather. That's terrible.
I know what you mean.
But that's where, yeah. And she would kind of manhandle these dogs, and the dogs are always like, "Oh God, what are you know?" And then the dogs start becoming reactionary, and then she's manhandling more, and that was just one example. But the other horse people that I noticed, if they were really good with their horses, they were really good with the dogs. Strong and resilient too, as far as like being able to get the job done and do all the big dogs too.
Well, yeah,
It's
because
the horse
otherwise,
people.
yeah. Oh, horse people. I understand the horses and dogs more than the people. I mean, not the horse, you know what I mean. Human people that aren't animal people are really hard to understand. Whereas I can understand
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
except for this little poodle. But it's my fault he's this way. 100%. Come on, Kylo. See, he's ignoring me. It's been raining for a week here, so he's just in rain mode. He doesn't, he's a California dog. He does not go outside when it's wet. He does not go outside when it's cold. He'll go outside, pee, and then come right back in like, I'm good.
I love it.
He's such a little nugget.
He's a mama's boy.
Oh
Don't
man.
give me the sassy pants.
Is he giving you the sass?
I woke him up. Go back to sleep.
Yeah, all my dogs have all committed onto the couch. My one of my chihuahuas, he's 14, he's getting up there, and he's getting cranky and senile, and it is for the first time in me ever having a dog, and I've had many. He's like starting to hate me. He doesn't hate my husband, he just hates me. If he needs help, because again, he's older, he needs help getting up and down the stairs. If there's clearly a need and Anthony isn't near, then then he will tolerate me picking him up and be like, "Oh yes, you can pick me up." But like otherwise, like he hates me. He hates me. I have never had like an animal like just really hate me, and he hates me. And I'm taking it more personally than I can honestly put into words.
Yeah, poor killer.
Yeah, no, I love this dog. I've had him for 14 years, so it's just like it's hard.
Yeah.
That his health is failing. He's just not having health issues. He just hates me.
Dogs
So
are
weird.
dicks, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, he's not allowed to sleep in the bed anymore because he peed on my side of the bed.
Girl, he does hate you.
He got up
hates you.
and he was like, he got up out of a dead sleep, walked to my side of the bed, and just I was laying on the couch.
Yeah.
He literally walked on my side of the couch and like peed right where I'd put my feet down, and I'm just like, whoa, this dog hates me. I've always been the nail trim. I cut his nails. I do things that he doesn't like, but like that's like nothing new. But yeah, he does not have the capacity to deal with my shit anymore. I'm really bummed about it.
Oh,
But
you can be
my
that way, Tyler.
my other 3 dogs, they love me.
This one's obsessed with me.
Oh man,
I'm a weird stalker
what's
for
that?
it. So this one's obsessed with me and in a weird stalker way, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of here for it because it's nice to be needed and loved. It's just a pain in the ass when I try to leave and he's crying, howling, and then the bird starts howling, and then the other dogs start howling. I'm the problem though.
That's
But it's
how
okay.
that's how that's how my chihuahua is. My other chihuahua, the younger one. Demon.
Is that really his name?
Demon. Well, it
Demon,
was
yeah.
Lotus. But her personality started showing. So it's Demon. She is an extremely evil chihuahua. She's very like when I put on the TV, if there's animals on the TV, she'll just like "Rah!" I'm actually gonna get her so you can associate a face with it.
I need a face. And I thought I had wacky names for my
My
dog. That
son was
Slap.
obsessed with Killer.
Aw. Kylo, where's your sister? You don't give a shit. I usually bring my little terrier too, but she's 13 now and she's getting a little, her vision's not the best, her hearing's not the best, so she would just be stressed out this whole time pacing. And she's doing that when she goes to work with me, so it's kind of
Aw,
hard to watch.
I
You're
hate
just
watching them get old.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Wake up. Wake up. You need a groomer. I don't groom him myself. Oh, okay, occasionally I give him a haircut. I bring him here or I send him with my roommate to work. She owns the shop. And yeah, they'll groom him for me because you're an ass.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't groom my dog because I have employees, so I just pay
Yeah,
somebody
if I
else
had
to do
employees,
it.
they just groom it. Chris has employees, so her employees groom my dog.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh. Look, Kylo, it's a friend.
Oh,
Look, pay
that's the
attention,
face of
Kylo.
pure evil. The pure evil. The devil lives inside that
She
one.
does. She's actually she's very tame right now. She's very tame.
Is
Yeah.
it just
She
me or
snorts.
Chihuahuas
She's letting
either
you do
nice
that.
or evil? There's no in between with Chihuahuas. They're
She's
good
like
Chihuahuas or bad
25%
Chihuahuas.
Trumbull. Yeah, she's 25% Trumbull, 75% evil. I mean, she loves me. She's like the sweetest thing ever. But when she sees something that she don't fuck with, it's psycho.
Yeah, I guess that's him. But it's my fault. I named him Kylo Ren. So he's either a really good dog
Yeah.
or he's pure Satan and he bit the guy. It's not funny, but it's funny
Yeah.
because nobody liked the guy who used to clean Chris's horse's stalls and he hated him. It's probably my fault. I didn't like the guy because he just be back there annoying and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. And so anytime I take the dogs out, they'd see him and this one would just charge and then jump up and bite him in the back of the knee, which is kind of funny. He knew I can't get the ankle, so he jumped for the knee. It was very smart. I shouldn't have laughed, but I did because it was funny. You're a bad dog, Kylo.
Yes. And the one message I think we can take away from this whole thing is treat yourself like a horse that you love.
Ooh, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
Indeed. But thank you for
Yeah.
coming on, Sarah. And
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Bye.
sup, Buttercup.
Not much. How are you?
Ooh, good.
I'm
Doing good. Sitting here with my demon.
sitting here with my dark side.
She just
All the
snorts.
noises.
I know.
Kylo,
She's
do you
like
want to
sounds
howl?
like a Frenchie. Do you hear that? Demon, do you hear that? Demon, do you hear that? Do you hear that, demon? Wow, this is the most sedated I've ever seen the demon. She typically
Demon's
gives
like,
all
I
the
know that
fucks
one's not
right
really
now.
here.
Yeah. Nope. Exactly. Well, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful topic that isn't talked about enough. I think it's anything outside of dog grooming it is, but like within our industry, I mean, we were raised to think that we could do what our parents did, eat what we want, and there was no consequence, and there is clearly some fucked up consequences.
Well, I think it's not even just groomers. I think, veterinarians, vet techs, nurses, like anybody whose job is just go, 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 take care of other things. The last
Yeah.
thing you take care of is yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
All
Oh,
misinformation out there.
yeah.
Oh, I even brought
Yeah.
show and tell. None of this is mine. I went and grabbed it out of their break room here. So I was so interested in the
Oh my God. Flip bar.
Cliff Bar, the nutrition facts, where you're like, oh look, it's only 17 grams of sugar. But then you look at the total carbs, it's 40 grams.
Yeah. There is
There's
no healthy.
Look, it's only 2 grams of sugar, but it's 22 carbohydrates, and not to mention all the other shit.
Yeah.
Who's this one? Skinny Pop.
Oh yeah, the lie of that.
Yeah. 0 grams of sugar, 8 carbs. I mean, so I guess if you could pick any of them.
Yeah, when
Popcorn,
I started
sunflower oil, rice
unpacking
flour, salt, lactic acid.
when I started unpacking the healthy snacks that I was eating, I was like, oh, trail mix. Trail mix is terrible for you. It's usually about 36 to 42 grams of sugar. And like at the end of the day, one thing I do appreciate is that a lot of people said, a lot of dietitians and nutritionists disagree on this. They'll say that, hey, this is this is added sugar versus natural sugar. Still, your body doesn't know the difference between a piece of chocolate cake and a potato. It's
The
not
liver
like
and
there's
kidneys,
these.
Jimmy Tortorich would say that. He'd also say the liver and kidneys don't know the difference of real sugar versus fake sugar. So even if you're
Yeah,
using it,
exactly.
your liver and kidneys doesn't
It,
know doesn't know it's not sugar.
Exactly. So, when we're out and it's not that, listen, it's not that sugar isn't meant to be enjoyed. It's just when we eat by season, berries would be abundant during this concentrated time of year where we'd fill up on it. There's a lot of great benefits in blueberries. So I will eat them year round, but I will pick them when they're plentiful. I won't juice fruit. The whole juice movement really it's it's just comes from such a point of just like, oh, this is so good for me, I'm doing a juice detox. I'm like, you're spiking your blood sugar for fucking 3 weeks. Like, this isn't good for you. I can understand maybe those who are maybe suffering with some terrible health issues and they're trying to sweat something out. Like, I get it, but if you're not and you're just doing it for shits and giggles, like spiking your blood sugar to 220 like 5 times a day for weeks, it's just, it isn't good. It isn't good at all.
No. Come here, you. Come back over here. You're being naughty.
Indeed.
Come here, Kylo. I trust you
Indeed,
not.
my little mouse, my little mousy. Love Chi-Chi's. Every time I say I'm never gonna get a Chihuahua again and I'm done, I end up getting another Chihuahua. Is this a babe? Mm-mm, it's a Chihuahua ear. Let me take it off screen. Hit my hit my babe.
Yeah, I keep
Nope, it's
saying I'm
not
not
a
going to get
babe.
other dogs that need more pets. And I get another poodle.
Yes,
But I had to get this
I
one.
know.
He was born the day Abby died. And I didn't
Aw.
know that. I wanted another little white poodle. And Chris said, so I found another poodle. Oh, and it had to be female. She's like, I found another poodle. It's not white. It's
And it's
probably
a
going to be
boy.
silver. And it's a boy. And I was like, all right. When was it? Like, give me all the deets. And she gave me the age or when he was born. I was like, yeah, I need to go see. And he was the only one in the litter. So it's like Abby sent me a really
Extra
difficult dog to groom.
special.
And he's opposite her in so many ways. It's kind of funny. Abby
Yeah.
was easy to groom, loved everybody, loved other dogs, loved cats, loved kittens, loved puppies. He hates everything but me. Oh, and Taylor.
Yeah.
He loves my child.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Look at this little sleepy. This is the calmest and most docile I've ever seen her. She likes being on.
She just wanted to be on the podcast.
She's like, yes.
All the
Look at
things we
happy
do to the
puppy.
pooches.
Happy puppy. Look, happy puppy. Happy puppy. She's like, "Mwah." Oh man. Do you have retro fitnesses near you? Is it a chain that's out there or
No,
no? Yeah,
not that
I
I
think I've only
think
seen
so.
them. The information aid retro fitness locations all over the world. All right, it has 150 locations: East Coast, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Midwest, and elsewhere. Are they out west? It looks like it's just an East Coast and Midwest thing so far. I'm sure that'll change in time.
I have a Choose Fitness out here.
Yeah,
I think I'm actually a
Northeast.
member. I
Yeah,
haven't been on one. What
it's
do we have?
you
But
know what?
I like
I
to have pools. There we go.
Yeah, I like
Gyms with
that
pools.
it has infrared sauna. I'm sorry, it has infrared bed, and then it has an infrared sauna. Sorry, red light therapy, infrared sauna.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then it has the gym, and it's just retro-y looking, hence the name retro. It's cheap. I was going to the Y before, and because it has a pool, and it's I liked it. It was a chill gym, and it had a sauna. That was like the big part of why I went. But it's really outdated. It's kind of falling apart. The equipment's decent. I broke a smash ball open, not because of my sheer brutal strength. It was just it had a crack in it, and no one was taking care of it. So this is okay, decent. But I realized that retro was pretty comparable with the money.
Mm-hmm.
I was paying $60 a month for the family plan for 2 people. And with retro, I'm paying $54.99 for all the amenities that I listed, but I can also bring a guest whenever I want to, unlimited, any location.
Yes.
So
Trying to
yeah,
see
had to
the
say
one
bye
I'm
to the
from.
Y.
Yeah, Choose
Hello, my
Fitness, which is one of the
demon.
bigger chains near me, has the pool, the hydro massage, the compression boot therapy, so many
Yeah, they
things.
have these massage chairs, and they have a cinema room that you
Fifteen
can work
left.
out in, so you can watch a movie.
Oh, this
I
one.
thought that was cool.
Oh, I didn't know about
Yeah, it's
that. But
super
this one,
nice,
the
and it's like right
biggest
near
thing
my
for me is I want
apartment.
them to have a pool. I just like to swim.
Yeah, the pool. I'm losing the pool in this, but I have to say that once I did this to my hair and I went red, washing
Yeah,
my
you don't
hair
want
is a
to.
process. I don't like doing it very often. I wash my hair
Yeah.
maybe probably about 3 times a month, 2 times a month, and my scalp is conditioned to it. I don't have a lot of issues. Like, it's, if the more you wash it, the more you need it. Um, so I put on a bunch of shower caps, and it was helpful. But still, water sometimes gets in, and then you have to rinse, and it's just like, if it's I just don't like it. It's not fun. So I wasn't really using the pool all that often. I was more so just like using it like for ankle rotations and maybe kicking my legs and stuff. And I can just go swimming in the ocean more once it warms up. So
Yeah. I could probably go swimming in the parking lot right now.
I know
It's
you
like
are you
flooding.
very, very, very lucky out in in California.
Yeah, except for right now, it's been raining for like a week straight, so everything's flooded. Nobody knows how to drive. Nothing works. See, nothing works because it's raining in California.
Demon, this is the
Started.
calmest I've ever seen you. The calmest I ever seen you. Thank you for not biting my face.
How was your New Year's?
It was good. It was super chill. I did, because I'm a psychopath. I worked on New Year's Eve, but I was done by like 6. I was home by 6, and me and my neighbor, we had this giant effigy of a man and posted it on Facebook, and lit it all on fire and danced around it like savages. Surprisingly enough, stayed up
Nice.
until like 1:30, which is like 4 a.m. to me. So it's like stayed up really, really, really late. But it was good. I I let I let myself eat the chocolate cake. I had some champers, which was nice. And it was good. It was a good gathering, and it started snowing in the middle of the night, so it was really pretty. And yeah, it was in Pennsylvania, so it was, very
Nice.
calm. How was yours?
I did nothing because it was pouring rain here and I didn't want to fuck with anything on the road. So I was like, I'm gonna be in my PJs. I'm gonna watch the ball drop on Pacific time, which means I saw it at 9.
Yeah. It was
And then Chris and I had champagne, and I was like, I'm good now. I'm gonna go watch some Game of Thrones binging, and I'm gonna hang out with my dog.
that's amazing. Game of Thrones really fucked me up. So I didn't start watching it until way, like, when there was only one season left. That's when I started watching it. That was my timeline. So I got really into it. I got to binge watch it for like probably about like a month.
Dangerous.
And so I got to see this progression with no interruption, and it was just beautiful, just beautifully written. And then I don't even know how to put this into words, of when they made her all of a sudden the Mad Queen, and they had to kill her. And granted, like, the emotional arc that the writers created, they did a beautiful
Yeah.
job. It's I don't even want to just say that this is just then, because it seems to be a thing now. It's literally like every time a movie is created, I don't know if it's like the writers quit, someone changes, somebody's going through some shit, but it's just like they're like, cool, we're buffering, so that's crap. It was just lazy. It
Yes.
happens to Return of the Living Dead. Last season, it just, after Carl died, it was just like, wow, I can't watch this anymore. This is terrible. Stranger Things, I got 3 in, I couldn't watch it anymore. Um
I haven't gotten that one yet.
it was it's just I don't know. I feel like writing has just, and I can't really speak from a creative standpoint. Like I'm not criticizing as a professional. I'm criticizing just as a consumer, that like just
Yeah.
story writing is just trash these days, man. It's sad. And you can't say it's because, oh, the producers were better 30, 40 years ago. These are some of the same producers, and it's just like they can't
Yeah.
create King of the Hill. They rolled out first. I wanted to love it. I loved watching that show, and I legit just, I got 15 minutes into the first one. I'm like, cool, we're not watching this. Until I started talking to other people, I figured, yeah, maybe it's just my palate. I'm getting older. Like, I don't want to watch TV anymore. Like, it's hard for me to sit still and to disengage for 2 hours or 30 minutes. So, but then I started talking to other people, like, no, it butchered. Absolutely butchered. I didn't understand in Game of Thrones why, like, I would have, if there was another, like, 2 more seasons, and you
Yeah.
could have built up that, okay, she achieved her dreams, and then even when things were perfect, she just then all of a sudden she went militant and just started going crazy. Like, I could appreciate that. I could appreciate an arc, a proper arc of, like, a conflict, and then it results in her death. But they just literally, and like,
It's like they drag the whole storyline on and then hurry up and end it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, we're out of money.
We said we are going to wrap it up this season. Wrap it up.
Yeah, it's just it's heartbreaking. I hate how much TV can impact me. As a result, I can't really get, like, I watch more documentaries than anything. It makes it really hard for me to invest in a show, because you get let down. Stranger Things was like great, and it was cool seeing these characters grow up. But yeah, writing just, I don't know, writing just got sloppy. I'm looking at people's feedback, like, it's such a mixed bag. Some people are like, oh my God, I loved it. It was a beautiful ending. It's great. And then other people are like, wow, that sucks. And there's no, there's like no real rhyme or reason with it. So yeah, movies have been tough for me to kind of engage in. I also think that, because of our tech, it has completely rewired our brains to be able to focus for long periods of time.
I go through phases where I'll have shows on, but I like the regular, like, you watch it once a week. I kind of like the drawn out, having to wait for the next thing sometimes. I don't like
yes.
a wicked cliffhanger,
Well, you remember,
but a good cliffhanger, but not too bad.
well, do you remember
But
how we used to watch TV, like 35 years ago? Every Thursday, The Simpsons would play the rerun, and then every Sunday you get a new episode. 5 days a week you would get Jerry Springer, and every 4 days a week you would get Golden Girls, and you get Full House, and you get Saved by the Bell, and then Nick at Night. You get you get I Dream of Jeannie, Are You Afraid of the Dark, How Things Are Made, Bill Nye the Science Guy. We all
Tales from the Crypt.
Yep, we all lived, like, all over the country. We all lived in different places, but we all got to bond over growing up and watching the same fucking crazy shit. And so, like, now there's very few shows that we all get to just bond and watch over at the same time, because just there's so many options of shit that people aren't consuming the same things. It's pretty weird. It's pretty wild. We used to be happy with like 4 channels.
Right. I'm not. I unfortunately do pay for all the streaming services.
Yeah,
but
I have Prime. I have Prime, and I have Netflix. I think that's it.
This is embarrassing. My name's Victoria, and I'm an addict
I
to
think
streaming
most people do.
services.
I think most people do. I think most people have.
I have YouTube TV.
Oh, I have YouTube.
Prime. No, YouTube TV. That's my actual TV service.
Oh.
So I pay. I'm probably going to cancel it though, because I realize I also have Paramount, Peacock, Netflix, Apple TV. There's more I'm forgetting. Oh, HBO. But I think out of all of them, Apple TV is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love the Apple TV shows. I love me some Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I could watch that one a million times. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel them. That's my New Year's resolution made late here. I'm gonna cancel YouTube TV.
Yeah. I listen, at the end, at the end of the day, if you're using all of them, fuck it. If it's part of your orbit, And there's nothing wrong with that. I do use a lot of YouTube, but a lot for like, yeah, just background noise. So I may not have a lot of TV stuff, but I have lots of apps. So many apps. I use Masterclass, Canva.
But like when you go look at your Apple subscriptions you pay for,
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
I haven't used that
I'm
app in
going
3 years.
I know. I actually I watch that shit like a hawk because I'm like, ooh, what's gonna charge me $300 on the first? Oh my God, it's fucked up, but it's true. All right, we're gonna check subscriptions right now. Subscriptions. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, we got Apple Watch.
Well, that's just necessary.
All right, I got
I got
All
Apple
Trails.
One.
I need that.
Let's see. Apple One, ChatGPT. Oh, GoPro. I can turn that off. I'm not using that anymore.
Apple
See,
Fit.
look at the good things that come to this.
All right, so we got Apple Care on all the things. Wait, I got
Always have the Apple Care.
Yeah, I got Apple Care, Apple One, Apple Fitness. I don't even use that. I'm getting rid of it. Cancels.
Look at we're
Cleaning
Oops.
house. All right.
Cleaning house. What is with my Apple One? What do I get with this? Oh,
Apple Music. I
no, I
do
use
use
this.
Apple Music. Audible. I use Audible.
I use Apple Music, Apple TV. I use that a lot. So no, we're keeping Apple One.
Um,
Also, it's my family and friends account, so a lot of people are on my Apple TV
you got
account.
people supporting you. Aura. I've been using that for security and protection. I'm a big fan of it because I couldn't answer my phone. I was getting probably about 100 to 200 garbage calls a day. That's just my personal phone. So it blocks out everything and anything. It's nice.
Sometimes these things are necessary. See, but here's where they get you, because that's subscription on Apple, but I'm sure if I go to Prime, I'll find a bunch of things on Amazon I'm paying for that I shouldn't be paying for.
Yeah. Let me see what else we got. Oh my God, my friend broke her leg.
No.
Yeah, so Aura's good. I'm gonna see if you know what I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if there's a cheaper or freer version of Aura. Is there a cheaper or free version of Aura? Find out. Is it worth it? Gotta save some money.
My Amazon's not as bad. I just have my Prime, which who doesn't have Prime? Oh, Kindle Unlimited and Audible. I'll keep those.
Yeah.
I use those daily.
Yup. Security app. Wait, am I not spelling security? There we go. Security app. Okay. So many companies called Aura.
There are. I tried looking it up. There's a lot.
All right. We got rid of the AI receptionist.
Was that for work?
Yeah, but I ended up switching to Aura. It's just security. It's security and protection. It does individual and call protection. It's really, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like $230 a year, but it's just they get all your number off all the brokers' lists, so they stop calling you.
Yeah.
And
everybody sells their in.
Yeah, I'm keeping that. I'm thinking about getting rid of Bite Pal. It's a little raccoon that you log all your food into. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel you. I'm gonna keep you till June, and then I'm gonna cancel it. It's $35.99 a year, and I only use it every once in a while. Calendly, we need that. Canva, we use it. CapCut, we use. ChatGPT, we're using for life. Clear space reduces time. I've already canceled that. I canceled that. We're keeping day one, keeping our Dropbox.
Yeah, Dropbox. Got to keep the Dropbox.
That guy.
Only new.
Meta, Google One. God, that.
Imagine how much money we'd all save if we just went analog and got rid of all our devices.
God, it'd be great. Meta.
But then we can't communicate. So there's that.
Oh my God, we're getting rid of iScanner. Fuck this.
What's iScanner?
It's what I use to scan documents and upload it onto my phone. I was paying $20 a month for it. Fuck that. Keeper. We got rid of Password Keeper. Microsoft Personal. Fuck that. I'm paying $10 a month. Cancel.
New year, new you.
Yeah. Photo Room. I got that because of you.
It's a good one, though.
It's well worth it.
I like that. It's worth every penny.
All right. Cool. Yay.
I don't normally do the New Year's resolution things because, well, I never keep them, so I just stopped doing them. I figure if I want to make a change, I'll just do it anytime, but
yeah,
I don't do that either.
I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore because I make like drastic changes pretty easily. I'm in like a very open to change kind of place in my life. I embrace that shit. I lean into it. I like it. I enjoy it. So I don't mind. So I yeah, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I just, I feel like I'm constantly evaluating my life, and if there's something I don't like and an outcome I don't like,
Yeah, just
yeah, right, demon. Right, demon. We're gonna vape. Vaping at the
see, that's why I need a splat here. I could have done that with Splat's ears. Can't do that with Kylo's ears. They're too. Kylo, come here.
you want to vape?
Ready? Stick your ear up. Stick that ear up.
I have to lick my teeth.
Become a bat dog.
It's the best
What
shit
the
ever.
fuck?
You want to know what? It was really funny. The first time I actually did it wasn't even to my own dog. I was waiting for a client to pick up her dog. It was spring. I was sitting on my step in my van. Yep. And, it was a Yorkie. And her ears were pricky. And the client walked up and she's like, oh my God, I do that too.
Someone did it to Splat. I was going to, I think Hershey for the first time, and we were driving up there. Oh my God, and Splat, she was young. She was like maybe 2 years old, was sitting in the middle, and someone just went, I'm gonna eat your ear. And Splat just, in Splat formation, just was like, all right, you don't care either? Can I,
Yeah, it's
come here,
great.
ear.
It is absolutely great. Yeah, I can't believe my friend broke her ankle, but that is another thing that's happening. A lot of mobile groomers, I know they're stepping out of their vans and rolling on their ankles and breaking their fucking ankles. Um, these aren't like older people, these aren't bigger people, these are all people.
Yeah, we're all falling apart.
All falling apart.
Be a baby. Be a baby. Let it happen.
Oh yeah,
Don't be cute. I'll kiss the cuteness
this
right out of
one,
you.
she's like rigid. She's very rigid. She's like,
Yeah.
what? No.
Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Don't make me do it. No. Do your tummy exercises. There you go.
She's just like, let me up, bitch.
But this way, there you go. Show the balls, Kyla. Show the balls.
Very beautiful dusters, buddy. Very nice. Very, very nice.
I'm still holding. Okay.
Oh my God. So yeah, it's
They say,
it's amazing. Some dogs are like, put me on my back. And
don't
the other ones are
face
just
rape
like,
me.
no.
Nobody wants to be face raped, dude. Stop it. Stop it. Do you have dogs that are face rapers, or is that just me?
Is there what?
Do you have a dog that likes to face rape?
Oh yes, that is Zim. That's my Bichon. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. Yeah. My Christmas is weird. Not like the actual holiday itself. How I know we spoke on the 14th, but yeah, it was it was like busy enough. The people that, are on our schedule, everything was what it was. But like in terms of excess, there was no excess. And there was a lot of people who chose Thanksgiving or Christmas. A lot of people left earlier. And yeah, I mean, January is definitely a breath of fresh air, but it's definitely a slow December. And it's hard to get an honest answer from a lot of people on how they do, because people, they take a lot of pride in how busy their business is, and when it's slow, you take it as a personal failure.
I think if I didn't have a lot of weeklies and 2-weekers,
Yes.
it would have been different. But because I have it was that part. But yeah, I noticed the difference with phone calls. Chris and John actually thought this was going to be their slowest with their shop Christmas ever.
Yeah.
But then right before Christmas, I want to say the Sunday before, maybe the Saturday before, they started getting flooded with phone calls because there was a mobile groomer locally who called up existing clients with their existing appointments that they made months ago and said, so unless you're going to pay more for this appointment now before Christmas, I'm going to cancel you because somebody else is going to pay more. And they canceled existing regular clients to take on the once a year calls or whatever. And there were shops doing the same thing. They didn't say, charge what you want to charge. You want to charge a premium service for a premium time, go for it. But you can't not tell people ahead of time when they book the appointment or then cancel their appointment. And there was other groomers, other shops around that did the same thing. They canceled existing appointments to take in new appointments for, you never know if you'll see these people again. And so Chris and John were then whipped solid through Christmas Eve because of all those shops making that decision. And I was like, well, that was incredibly stupid.
I know.
Because I try not to take those clients if I don't have to, because you don't know if they'll be back.
Yeah.
I want those spots for the good people.
Yeah. No, it's
I couldn't imagine.
No. Yeah. Yeah, we had what we needed, but yeah, it was definitely, I mean, like I have 15 years worth of data, and it's I mean like 11 years for my business, but like 15 years in New York. And I was like, this is the slowest Christmas. People die,
Yeah,
people
it's
move, all those things, but get like definitely people. I think the shutdown definitely, and I didn't realize how many government employees lived in the Northeast.
yeah.
I know there's a high concentration in Washington and Virginia and Maryland, but like New York, didn't realize there's like over 800,000 government contracts working in New York. And even though it's maybe not directly one of my clients, but that client, then their spending behavior changes and that impacts another person, and then that ecosystem then impacts me. And so that was definitely like, I would say that my scheduler, he's like setting up my calendar for the year, and he's just like, no, things definitely look good. And so I feel happy about that. I am not raising my prices this year. I am holding out hope that costs will start to stabilize. I have been noticing diesel ticking down, and diesel coming down means I care more about diesel costs than anything else, because everything will be impacted if diesel comes down. Um, it's a huge part of why things cost as much as they do. When the price of gas goes up, it's a simple fix, but when diesel goes up, all of our goods, everything is shipped on a truck that uses diesel. So shipping shampoo, stupid. Buying anything, having it shipped to you, buying anything in a store, anything that comes in a truck is more money. So I'm going to hold on to faith that some of these prices might come down. I don't think things like car insurance, tolls, taxes, things like that, well, I don't think will ever change. Once those things go up, they're up for good. But I think everything else will stabilize, hopefully. So I do not think in terms of not necessarily just my people in general, they got hit with higher health insurance, they got hit with higher costs for life. You know, I just don't think that people will bear it. And a $5 price increase isn't going to help any of the problems that I have. So we're charging enough that we can weather this. Like, I think instead of like weathering an entire year, I think I'm going to reevaluate April 1st. If April 1st,
That's fair.
that's tax return time, things that people are gearing up for vacations and stuff like that. So I'm going to do it. It's going to be then. So, I'm very strategic, and I don't emotionally make plans, and I don't use Facebook groups to decide the financials of my business.
Why not? Why not? Just ask the Facebook experts. They'll tell you everything.
I try to keep myself from commenting, because I remember there was a time when you were entering this industry, and our grooming groups were like 1,000 people, and so having these discussions were like just kind of like a bunch of women sitting in a room. But it is now, it's just like you have archives of discussions going back 10, 15 years. The same discussion has been had enough times, and it's just, there's so many different factors. One girl had put in the subject like, I'm thinking about, I got a new business, thinking about raising the prices, like, but I don't think I can do it that much. And I commented, I was like, hey, why don't you figure out what you need to charge? Because it sounded like she was charging, I'm sorry, by her disclosure, she was charging less than the area than anyone else for a one-on-one service, and that most people were charging X, Y, and Z, and she was charging like $30 or $40 less. And she just she asked a question that all of us at some point have had to ask. So I was very respectful and like, hey, listen, why don't you do your math, figure out what it costs you to operate, and charge accordingly. I'm like, just for your reference, in the year 2000, Jitsu was the exact same price that you have listed for right now. And that was 25 years ago. Actually, no, it was 26 years ago, because she just posted this a couple days ago. And I just left it at that. Didn't want to be snotty, didn't want to be shitty, didn't want to be condescending. Like, you don't know where people live, you don't know what people's needs are. This woman made a comment, and it comes from a place like that of, I'm actually glad that I get to talk about this here, and honestly, like, feel free to use this. Because there's no way I could respond in a text and not be shitty. because this needs to be talked in a way where it's face to face. So her comment was, well, I work out of my home. A different lady. I work out of my home. I don't have much overhead. My needs are simple. So 65 is what I charge. And so, like, obviously, what's going off in my head that wants to come out my mouth is, you know what, you're not really doing you're not doing your industry a good service. I understand. So I'm assuming you're running a business in your house, and I'm assuming that when you, by say no overhead, I'm sure that some other things are being cut out of the mix, and some other bodies of government are being cut out of the mix. And so that's what you mean when I have no overhead, because all
Insurance.
businesses have overhead. And I don't even want to take a dig at home groomers, because I know lots of home groomers that run their business like a business. They treat their business like a business. But when somebody says, I don't have much overhead and my needs are simple, well, guess what? The rest of us have overhead. This isn't a part-time gig that I do so I have freaking makeup money. This is what supports me and supports my staff. So now, so I obviously didn't like, I'm just obviously saying it's between you, me, and the world. That, even if your needs are simple, if you want to be valued and treated with respect by your clients and your peers, then you should charge as a professional would charge. It shouldn't be like, it's my house, so I don't really pay rent. No, you do pay rent, or you're either paying between $2,000 and $4,000 for your rent, or you're paying between $2,000 and $4,000 for your mortgage. You have insurance, you have things. Even if you have a spouse or a partner, if they're carrying the burden of the thing, you need to stop thinking like an employee. You need to think like a businesswoman. Help out your other half, and you're going to learn how to expense things. This is the square foot of my house total. This is the part that's being used for my business. This is my insurance. These are my credit card fees. And again, I don't like to take a dig on anybody who's just doing cash, because my business in 15 years has been cash only, credit card only, cash and credit card. I've taken Bitcoin. I've taken freaking trades, bribes, and hugs. So I don't like to just criticize what other people do, because I've done all of it. But it's just, at the same time, it's just like, we're an unregulated industry that's trying to be taken seriously. And when somebody's charging what Petco charged in 1999, and you're like, that's all I need, my needs are simple. Like, with all due respect, fuck you. Like, if it's one thing, if I say,
then groom less dogs.
yeah,
You don't need to groom as many dogs, so groom one dog instead of two. Have at it.
Yeah, it's like, we're not allowed to monopolize. So it's like, I don't like to jump into these conversations anymore. Like, we're not going to just, if you're living in Louisiana, if you're living in rural Kentucky and West Virginia, then 100%. Oh, I get it. That completely makes sense. Median income is $19,000 a year. I understand. But what I don't understand is, for majority of America, everything arrives on a truck. We're all paying the same we all have ridiculous health insurance costs. We have ridiculous, if anybody who bought a house in the past 5 years, the interest rate is bullshit. Property taxes are ridiculous. Rent is too damn high. Groceries is through the roof. Car insurance is stupid. I don't care what state you're in. It costs it. You really can't live in a lot of places without making an introductory 6 figures, even if it's dual income 6 figures. Like, the household needs 6 figures. So I did not peek into this woman's page and unpack this, but this is something that I've read, seen, and and a discussion have been a part of enough time in 15 years, and it always makes me just as angry. It's just, when I'm in a Facebook group, there's no way to say that without being just really shitty about it. And as I'm speaking, you can see that
online argument.
yeah, so it's just like, obviously, sitting here having a discussion, I could still respect you. I can still, you bring value. You're not a bad person. You're an employee that decided to just work out of your house, and you're not thinking like a business. And that's when I lose respect. I know so many mobile house call dog groomers that literally, they treat their business like a business, and their clients respect them, because they know, oh, she's not grooming out of her house. She knows that she has the best, that her education is the best, that her environment is safe, clean, and nice, and a welcoming environment. there is just, I don't know, there's just something shisty and shady when it's just like, I have no overhead.
Yeah.
Tell us your secrets, please. That's what I really wanted to say.
Yeah.
Tell me your secrets to have no overhead.
I want to know how you get your product with no. How do you get all that product with no overhead?
Yeah,
Tell me, please tell me.
I was really respectful about it. I'm like, well, that's why everybody's individual circumstances matter. That, you know, I am advising her to do her math, what works for her business and her circumstances. But yeah, it's a frustrating thing to read, because I work really, really, really hard to just, again, yeah, I want to have high overhead. I like to service an area that has, I want to service an area that has a particular type of clientele, so I can buy the best things and provide the best stuff. It's not about necessarily making $1 billion, but it's just it's what I like to achieve with my audience. Frustrates me when it's just like, I don't need to charge a lot. I'm like, yeah, but guess what? It's 2026. Are you going to retire, or are you going to have a GoFundMe going up when you're 65? Because I'm watching out for that shit.
Yeah. Stop
Like,
it.
that's
It's
that's
not
what
all
I feel
about
like
you.
we're gonna have. That's what I feel like we're gonna have an abundance of, is a lot of people that are not prepared for retirement, and it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Don't have a
That's
lot
what
of
kids are for,
overhead.
right?
Yeah,
We don't want your opinion. Apparently, he's opinionated about it. What?
I know. I'm super opinionated about it. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's something that's, I feel like it's I know all industries deal with it, and have it to and have it to some degree. I don't understand why some people, they hate the fact that they making money doing something they love. I know
It's somehow
19-year.
it's evil.
What's that?
It's
Yeah,
evil
like
if you want to make
I
money. It's especially if you want to make money working with animals. Apparently, it's supposed to be a charity.
Dude, I know this girl. She's 19 years old. She's a nail tech. She went to school for nail. I'm sorry, she's 20 now. She's a nail tech. She works in her shop. And then she has her own space that she built out of her apartment. She sees specific clients at that location, but she treats it like a business. Clients have to sign contracts, there's clear policies, they have to sign stuff, there's deposits, and she doesn't charge less for it because she puts more of herself into that appointment. She's just like, I don't do sloppy jobs, but the job I do in my home, I'm more freaked out about than the job at the salon. And that's a teenage girl that knows that. So when I see like a 40 or 50 or 60-year-old woman, like, I don't have a lot of overhead. Oh, please tell us your secrets. Please tell us your secrets to not having to need money. Because trust me, I hate money. I wish I wish every time I saw a dog that needed care, I can just stop my truck, jump out, grab them like fucking Batman, and groom them, give the client a big old hug, and they can hand me a loaf of sourdough, and that's how we live. But, unfortunately, every time I breathe, the city, state, or government are like, oh, that money? Biff! We're taking it from you. So like, we need money, everything costs money. So it's just, I, is that it's frustrating. And usually the people that get into this industry with the employee mindset, thinking they want to be a small business owner, and they're just thinking about their 50%, and they're not thinking about the cost of running and maintaining the business. Every single time I see how it turns out for them, and it's heartbreaking. It's always that, especially with home base, if someone else is maintaining the house, and then all of a sudden you fuck up with your water bill, you blow a transformer, you screw up your electrical system in your garage, your neighbor files complaints against you, or there's an environmental violation due to the backflow of soapy water, dog gets hurt, heaven forbid, dog gets hurt, or
Yep.
you get hurt, or a neighborhood kid gets hurt, a dog gets out, a dog, unfortunately, is a worse scenario, passes away in your care, and your home-based business that didn't take yourself serious enough to run yourself like a business, instead of like, cool, awesome, yeah, that'll be $50, cool, I got $50 today. That shit pisses me off.
Or
Like, I feel like
or
there's
what
like
about
a time
when
for that.
sorry. when we see
No.
the one, very occasionally we'll see it in the, MGZ of, I don't know what to do. I've been grooming this long, I've had my business this long, but my husband and I are getting a divorce. How do I pay for childcare, the van, the trailer, whatever it is, my home? Hey, I can no longer afford to do this because now I actually have to contribute it and
Pay
treat it
for it.
like a business, not like it's a hobby. Yeah. It's no
Yeah.
longer a hobby.
No, yeah, no, that's a very, very, very valid point. Um, when you intertwine your personal and your business, you need to be prepared to think of all these things. I I've seen so much of that since 2020 in Mobile Groomer Zone. And or just I'm surprised how many spouses are involved in their business.
Right?
It's and
That
again,
would drive me crazy.
you know, I've I have met three people that can do that. Where on the surface it's okay, on the down low it's okay, and they're okay. Most of them it's not. And when you see that behind the scenes back at a house mess, it's bad. It's usually very, 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 very bad. It's I don't understand it. Don't get me wrong, I have a handy husband, and when something needs to get taken care of, he'll take care of it. But I go to repair places, or I do things myself, or my staff take care of it. Like I don't wrap my husband into it just because it's what happens what happens when that can't happen. What happens, heaven forbid, something happens to him. See he gets hurt doing something for my company and you're not a part of the company. Sometimes also business goes through tough times, and like, listen, when you're the owner, you're the last one getting a paycheck. I've had
Yeah.
times where I've had to weather non-payment for months, and if you're just leaning up on your partner, like, cool, you got it, that's appropriate in the beginning. That's what you expect when you first open a business. The first couple years are a doozy. But, after a while, you need to know how to weather storms without putting too much pressure on your partner, because it's a lot of pressure. Business could fall behind $40,000 like in a month instantly, like it's nothing. So if you're just depending on someone to be able to carry everything for you and say they're not in your life, I would say, like, what's scary is we are seeing more people like in their 40s and 50s dying. Like, it's scary. And and then to see also the posts, the GoFundMe's, and these life altering events that are going up. I wasn't expecting this, and you can never expect it. You should never expect that these things are going to happen, but it's just like when you've watched it happen once, you have to think, like, how can I prepare for this? Right before Christmas, one of my good friends passed away, and he's leaving behind his baby girl that hasn't been born yet, and his girlfriends. And you know thank goodness that the second they found out that she was pregnant, he got a life insurance policy, and
Oh God.
and made sure, because they weren't married, especially, like, hey, we're making sure that she's the beneficiary, and made sure to review all of his divorce agreement to make sure that that the social security, all this stuff, like, he wasn't like the most responsible human being I knew either, but like when it came to this, he was like, I gotta take this seriously. It punched me in the face too. Like, I'm 42, and I'm like, shit, man, what happens if I die? Who the fuck is gonna clean up my mess?
Yeah.
That's a lot, shit. And it's you need to have like some kind of plan, and it's even more unforgiving and complicated with business owners than it is other people. So, either way, that was my frustration of the week. Very sweet lady. We did not have a negative exchange, but in my head, I'm just like, you have no overhead, and I don't want to judge. I didn't want to glance at her business page. I didn't want to be nosy. I didn't want to be shitty. I didn't want to throw shade. But it's just, man, even if you are washing dogs in the back of a fucking abandoned bus, your expertise, your professionalism, the safe environment you are providing the dog, your insurance, you paying your dues and paying your taxes, and providing the best so that client doesn't need to worry about anything happening to their dog. You should be charging three figures for your service. You shouldn't be charging $40. You shouldn't be charging $50. You shouldn't be charging $60. Now, if you're in a town that can wing it, yeah, I get that thinking. But just so you know, like even in like the late 1900s, these units of prices, like done nothing but grow. And if you are staying in a time frame, like it's already sucks that wages have not kept up with inflation. It's like, why would you punish yourself? Why would you punish yourself? Why would you punish your industry? Like, who wants to get together with your friends? Like, hey guys, guess what? I'm charging $45 because that's what people are gonna pay. Cool. What's your quality of life like? What's your deal? You know, it's how many dogs are you having to do a day to sustain yourself? And that's when it gets scary. That's when I start having issues, is when people say, oh yeah, listen, my clients will pay it, but listen, that we don't really need any more than what we got. We're good. We own our building. We do this, that, and the other. I'm like, cool, that's cool. You're seeing 96 dogs a day? Wow.
Jesus.
You've got 6 people slammed in a back room, floor to ceiling fucking kennels. And like I said, I've not been mobile my whole life. I worked in salons that literally saw quantities of 100 to 120 dogs a day. And it was, even though it was clean, even though it was well maintained, it was a miserable environment. It was miserable for the dogs. It was miserable for the front desk. Everyone was on edge. No one felt good. Nobody enjoyed that experience. I don't even think the owner enjoyed that experience. It gets to a point where the money, it's just, ugh. All right, time to do this again tomorrow. So,
Nobody's that happy.
yeah, end of the day, when I wanted to update my bathroom, I wanted to put new floors in. I wanted a new sink. I wanted a new toilet, and I wanted to paint. I wanted wainscoting and wallpaper and just an update. Small bathroom. If I were to pay for those things and to pay for someone else to do it, it would be $30,000. Got the washing machine on a deal at Lowe's. Got the sink on Marketplace, and got the toilet on at direct, I think it was at Lowe's, and it was on special. And got the paint, built some shelves, got the wainscoting, got the wallpaper, got the floor panels, did it all for like 4,500. No, actually not including the washing machine. I think the washing machine we bought separately at a different time, so I think it was like 5. So I would love to be able to pay people to do these things, but I'm in a frugal state in my life. I have a whole ass house, many rooms that need to be updated, and it's not the time of good and plenty. So I'm going to do these things myself and go to the University of YouTube. And so, yeah, if you got 50 people calling a day, hanging up the phone on you, that's okay. Because you know what? Some people are like, I'm not going to pay the professional 12 months a year, $100 to groom my dog. I'm just probably going to go see the professional 3 or 4 times a year and just go into the vet to get the nail trims. That's how it used to be 20 years ago. Every person with a dog didn't go to the groomer. And it didn't make them bad parents. It didn't make them bad owners. It's just when people had to be practical, they were practical. And whether you're poor or in the middle, people have to sometimes prioritize their finances differently. I have clients that are super duper wealthy. They're like, hey, can I see you every other month instead? And my housekeeper is going to take care of her in the airwim. I'm like, that's cool. Do you want me to just come in between to take care of the nails? You know, people got to shift their priorities. You know, I don't understand how the thinking of some people can just be like, exempt from that, and they're like, well, I want to make sure people can still come in and see me, so I'm going to keep my prices super low because I don't really need it. What happens when you hurt yourself and you can't go to work for like a week? What if it's slow? What if your kid gets hurt? What if your family needs you and you need to shut down shop for a week? Can it sustain itself? You know, it's a lot of things people don't think about. So, you know, I don't know, whoever sees this, if this offends you, if you're one of those people, then hey, listen, end of the day, this is just my opinion. I don't matter. So, you know, if you're happy operating, charging less, and it's something you could do, that's cool. But I would say the reality of most people in this country can't charge those kind of prices and be okay. You know, and a lot of people know me as somebody that lives in New York City. They're like, well, don't live in a city. That's anywhere. That's Connecticut. That's North Carolina. That's South Carolina. That's Northern Florida. That's Penn's Kentucky. That's Ohio. That's everywhere. So when somebody says 65, I know groomers in all freaking states. Rural, non-rural, city, and mobile, and storefront, and grooming shacks. And I don't know many people that charge that little. So it just irritated me.
All right, we'll pause the conversation here. It'll continue next week. Please give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Pet Zone Podcast. Have a crazy customer story, confession, or just something else you'd like to share with the show? Please feel free to email us at info@petzonepodcast.com. Don't be shy. We can keep you anonymous if you like. Also, if you're a professional pet groomer, please feel free to check out the Facebook group, Mobile Groomer Zone. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show on any podcast platform you're listening on, and share it with a friend. Until next time.